So we now know the 32 clubs that make up this year's Europa League, and we of course now know the groups that make up this year's competition. But which teams will go through to the knockout stages? Which teams will go home? We're going to take a little look next. Prediction video. Today we're taking a look at the Europa League group stages, and of course we'll take a look each and every one of the groups over the next few days, and we'll get to that in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bounce all things Rovers related, Europa League related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys, under one Ruski. That's right. Of course, we are going to be taking a look at each and every one of the match days for the Europa League. That's of course to be had in the future, of course. But today, here and now, we're going to start, of course, our series, of course, and taking a look at each and every one of the Europa League groups, and we'll get to that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. But let's waste no more further ado and jump in the deep end, of course. Take a little look at what we're talking about. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a little look at Group A over in this year's Europa League, and of course, let's take a look at the four teams that make up this quartet. Should we say. West Ham United from the Premier League. We have Olympiacos coming at you from the Superliga over in Greece. That's right. Freiburg from the Bundesliga are joined by TSE coming at you from Serbia. So let's have a little look at this team or this group to see who, of course, will get it through to the knockout stages. So, of course, the games will kick off on the 21st of September. That's match day number 1. And we've got some bangers already straight off the blocks here. Of course, the games will complete in this group on the 14th of December towards, of course, Christmas time. So let's look forward to that. Starting with a quick look at the first game. Now, I'm going to go through these as quick as I can to give you my short take. And again, we have a match day predictions, so make sure you come back for that. We will have a competition as well, free to enter. So let's see how we go. Olympiacos will host Freiburg over in Greece. And of course, it is a tricky place to go, an intimidating place to go. So got to make sure teams such as Olympiacos take full advantage of their home form. And they'll do just that against Freiburg. Of course, get themselves a cheeky 1-0 win to put themselves in a good spot after match day number 1. Meanwhile, West Ham United will take on TSE. Surprise package here. We don't know what we're going to get, but I do think West Ham have done business this summer. They've gone about they're replacing Declan Rice, spending good money on Ward-Prowse and co to, of course, strengthening that midfield. In fact, rebranding that midfield as they look to make the progression from relegation candidates to maybe even a mid-table challengers. And of course, here to, of course, represent the UK and England in the Europa League. So I'm going to think they're going to with a 2-0 win over TSE. Of course, our surprise package. We don't know what we're going to get with them as we look forward to the rest of the games here. Freiburg will host West Ham in what's going to be a zinger chicken dinner, probably the game of the round here, or the game of the group, of course. And I think Freiburg will not lose this game. I think it could be even a victory for them. I think it's going to be a tricky place to go. Freiburg have done wonders in the past 3 or 4 years over in the Bundesliga, and I think there could be a stubborn opposition at home. So no wins yet though for Freiburg after the first 2 games. Meanwhile, Olympiacos will also take a little bit backward step, losing to TSE at their place. I just feel, again, surprise package is TSE. Again, they're going to have to take full advantage of their home games when you consider the strength of the opposition in this group. Into the third game, as we reach the halfway mark for Olympiacos, they will get a draw once again to make it a 1-1, lost 1 and draw 1 start to their campaign. And West Ham United have continued their unbeaten start with a win and a couple of draws. 2 strong away results for them as well. Of course, when you look now to the foreseeable future, couple of home wins against your bigger opposition and reasonably, a mystery match against TSE. We'll see about that. But West Ham looking okay for the time being. Meanwhile, Freiburg will get an away day victory over TSE to showcase their strength and, of course, bounce back ability, and join Olympiacos with a win and a draw and a defeat as they open up their first half of the qualifying campaign thus far. Next up, we have Freiburg against TSE, the reverse fixture in Germany. And, of course, Freiburg will make it back-to-back wins in now 3 games unbeaten, of course, to putting that first defeat against Olympiacos to bed. 3-1 win for them in the driving seat, you would imagine, thinking that they're going to get edged closer to, of course, those knockout stages. West Ham United, 2-1 winners of Olympiacos. They'll do just that. They'll get over the line and, of course, look to bag themselves a spot in the next round. Unbeaten thus far after the first 4 games. Olympiacos needing to bounce back in the final 2 games with Freiburg and TSE. They will not do that, though. Freiburg will get another victory to make it 3 wins on the spin and also in the driving seat for themselves in this group. That's, of course, on the 30th of November, match number 5. Freiburg looking good good for at least a playoff berth. But as for West Ham United, they'll go one better with a 3-1 win over TSE. And it goes down to a straight shootout for West Ham United and Freiburg for that probably top spot. And Olympiacos against TSE for that Conference League berth. I think TSE got too much to do. They'll lose at Olympiacos. It's a tricky place to go. And as you can see, Olympiacos coming out of it unbeaten at home, but just not good enough, I don't think, to get into the top 2 spots. Meanwhile, West Ham United will oust Freiburg to, of course, probably take that number 1 spot. We'll have a look at that in a second. Of course, look at the bookies' odds here. West Ham United are 5-4 on to win this group. Of course, Freiburg is second favourites, 9-4, with Olympiacos 9-2. TSE, your underdogs here at 12-1 to win this group. For me, though, I'm going to go with, of course, TSE, just 3 points on the board, just 1 win all campaign. Olympiacos on 7 points. They will go through to the Conference League. And then we have, of course, Freiburg there, 10 points, with West Ham United coming out on top with 14 points. Looking good. Yet to taste defeat as well, but it is still early days. There you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. There's, of course, my early door prediction for this group over in the Europa League. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below, of course. And, of course, make sure you smash your thumbs up and smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Europa League continues, of course, throughout the rest of the week and, of course, into the future as we look forward to those early door match days. But that, my friends, is all what I've got for you. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. Of course, let me know down below who you think out of this group will qualify through the knockout stages. Of course, until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll catch you later for the next one.